The entire ongoing main Bucky story, currently at 1,309 chapters through 5 completed manga series, explained in 10 minutes. The story begins with introducing us to various mainstay characters, as Bucky has a few fights against people like the Cord Cutter, Mount Toba and Dr. Kureha, while learning from experienced masters like Doppo and Motobe to a degree. This continues until we get the full introduction of Yujiro Hanma, who Doppo ends up fighting in the underground, revealing to us the demon back at the end of the fight, as Yujiro actually killed Doppo during this fight, but Kureha was able to revive him. This transitions us into Bucky's flashback arc, where we get various more so street fights from Bucky in combination with his school life. Bucky training in the mountains, which includes him facing the Yasha ape, reveals regarding his relationship with his mother and Yujiro himself. Bucky's whole purpose is to get stronger to fight Yujiro. A big battle against Hanayama that is quite fire, and Yujiro also arriving to beat up Hanayama at the end of the fight. A fight against Gaia who got pretty insane amounts of hype, which allowed Bucky to get the confidence to actually challenge his father. We learn that Yujiro off-screened Gaia like low diff in a fight. As such, we get Bucky vs Yujiro, I guess the first fight between the two, which includes the legendary scene of Yujiro stopping the earthquake. Yujiro was pretty much beating up Bucky to an insane degree, so much so that Bucky's mother finally began to see what's being done to her son, trying to stop Yujiro and attack him herself, which results in Yujiro killing his wife or Bucky's mother, ending the flashback arc with of course one of the most emotional moments in the whole Bucky series on screen now. Now cutting to the present, we have the start of the Maximum Tournament, introducing us to various characters. For example, we have Retsu, Goki, Katsumi, Chiba and Jack. Some notable fights include Katsumi vs Hanayama, with Katsumi's victory. Doppo vs this guy, which was actually someone Yujiro brought to enter the tournament, with Doppo's victory or Yujiro coming in to finish him. Retsu vs Katsumi, which is the origin of their relationship, with Retsu's victory. Jack vs Garland, the Giga Russian, with Jack's victory. Doppo vs Goki, the battle between the two pretty much supreme masters, with Goki's victory. Retsu vs Bucky, with him demonstrating how broken he truly is. And the final of the tournament, Bucky vs Jack, with the reveal that Jack is actually Bucky's brother, and the whole flashback regarding Jack, Yujiro and his mother, everything regarding that, what Yujiro did during the Vietnam War, everything in regards to that was revealed during this arc, and of course this fight ends with Bucky unleashing his demon back and defeating Jack. Also in the middle of the tournament, we had Yujiro being a menace, beating up various fighters, until he was knocked out in probably one of the most controversial scenes in the whole Bucky series, the tranquilizers. Let's pretend this didn't happen. We also have Jack after all of his injuries facing Yujiro and getting destroyed, which concludes the first manga series, Grapple Bucky. Before I continue today's video, make sure to subscribe for more Bucky content. That's what I provide on the channel, Mysterious Weeb. Next we have the Prisoner arc. As such, Prisoner 1 Sikorsky. He almost killed Garland, he beat up this guy, got baited by Yujiro. As such, he was beat up by Bucky and Oliver, and beat up again by Bucky when he was teaming up with Yanagi. He was destroyed by Jack quite a bit, and then finished by Gaia. Prisoner 2, Doyle. Had a fight with Oliver which he was able to escape from, beat up the Cord Cutter, got beat up by Retsu. Retsu saved his life, blew up the karate dojo, and got clapped by Katsumi multiple times. This resulted in Doyle to actually change as a person. However, the prisoner Yanagi ended up jumping him with weapons and blinded him, which led into him being found by Oliver, as such, the end of Doyle. Prisoner 3, Yanagi, has history with Goki, pulled up on Bucky and knocked him out, has a fight with Bucky and gets clapped, did poison him however, jumped Doyle, has Motobe pull up on him and gets smacked by Yujiro. Prisoner 4, Spec, bullies Bucky a little bit and trolls the police, has a big fight with Hanayama and faces defeat. Now Prisoner 5, Dorian, trolls Katsumi and Retsu, takes one of Doppo's arms, beats up Kato, beats up Pseudo, gets defeated by Doppo and receives brain damage from Retsu. This concludes the Most Evil Death Row Inmate arc, leading us into the next one, which of course relates to Baki being poisoned, going to China, entering the Giga Rotai tournament, introducing us to characters like Ali Jr. and this dude. We see people like Retsu's master who was clowned on by Yujiro. Baki and Ali Jr. get easy dubs. Baki vs more poison, but this time it's a good thing. Magic Juice, Baki all good now. Shaking hands fight, interesting stuff. And Yujiro vs Kakikayo, with Yujiro claiming that victory, of course the legendary Demon Back making an appearance once again. That's the end of that arc. Next is the Ali Jr. stuff. He beats up Doppo and Goki, however loses against Jack Hanma. Then we have Doppo and Goki pulling up on him after he's injured and getting dubs back. He loses against his father and then gets destroyed by Baki, who proceeds to call out Yujiro again. This is now the end of the second manga, leading us into the third manga, Baki Son of Ogre, preparation for his fight with Yujiro. As such, Baki goes to America and takes the president hostage, arrives at Oliver's prison. We get introduced to Che Guevara. We have Oliver vs Che with Oliver's victory. Then we have Baki defeating Oliver with the appearance of the Demon Back. Up next is the Pickle arc. Pickle pretty much beats up everyone during this arc. For example, we have Retsu losing a leg, Katsumi losing an arm, Jack pretty much losing everything, Baki being pretty stupid and getting clapped. Pickle was just a mess throughout this entire arc. Then before Baki's clash with Yujiro, we have a final training little mini arc, which includes Shiba coming in and testing Baki. Retsu also learns boxing on the side. Then of course Yujiro vs Baki for like 100 chapters of absolute peak. With this fight ending as Yujiro claims Baki is the strongest creature alive. However, Baki himself claims that he truly lost, which means the following: Yujiro let go of his title as the strongest, and Baki let go of his victory. Also, side note, during this arc we get introduced to Baki's demon brain, which is something wacky and I guess to remember, but who knows. And the appearance of Yuichiro, the father of Yujiro, in this weird like form, which allowed us to get his flashback, and one chapter dedicated to Yujiro's mother as well, with some weird ancient Egyptian hints regarding the Hanma family that I'll talk about in a future video. When it comes to the fourth manga, this is the Musashi arc. We have an exchange between Yujiro and Hanayama, with Hanayama actually making Yujiro bleed, however he was taken out in pretty much one blow. With the introduction of Musashi, he once again pretty much claps everyone. He has an exchange with Baki with both of them knocking one another out, however Musashi was favoured in this exchange. Musashi's fight with Yujiro was inconclusive due to Motobe pulling up and kinda cutting it short. However, Yujiro did drop Musashi in the middle of the fight. Musashi trolls all the other main characters, for example, Doppo gets destroyed, Pickle also gets destroyed, characters like Retsu actually die, and our boy Motobe defeated Musashi, as a mini side thing in this arc was Motobe pretty much wanting to save everyone, minus Retsu of course. Musashi also almost killed the likes of Hanayama if Baki didn't step in, and the final fight of the arc, Baki vs Musashi, ended with us getting cucked again, as it was finished with this kiss, getting rid of Musashi from the world. Also in the Musashi arc we had Jack vs Motobe, with Motobe claiming that victory before defeating Musashi. Now onto the fifth manga, the Sumo arc, introduced to various sumo wrestlers such as Sukune. Sukune has a fight against Oliver, pretty much defeats him. Sukune has a fight against Baki, pretty much loses. We have a little mini tournament where pretty much all the main cast of characters win their fights, outside of the one that faced Katsumi, and the only reason he got the victory is Katsumi didn't want to accidentally kill him. We have the return of Yujiro, who ends up beating up Sukune. We get introduced to the character known as Keiha, who gets absolutely clowned on multiple times. The return of Jack Hanma, who also defeats Sukune and proceeds to pretty much call out everyone in the verse For example, Baki, Goki, Motobe, etc., even Yujiro. Oliver gets his redemption on Sukune, Baki pretty much ends Sumo. The return of Pickle, and that is currently what we've seen so far in the Baki manga. A new one is starting in August 2023. Stay tuned. Check out all the other stuff in the description. That's it guys. Peace.